He showed me. He showed me.
So I'm having the stream kind of go up live on Facebook, on YouTube to do a sound test.
Okay.
Because most people won't be ready for that or see it, so we can kind of practice there.
Okay.
And then I'm putting up your logo, and we're truly ready. So.
Alrighty. Oh shoot.
So now, obviously, in future weeks, this won't take any time.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Come right in and start recording.
Yeah, there's always 15 minutes of general.
That's going up today, and then you can put it on. What's the name Monday? What's that called?
Go.
The audio.
You do that. That makes. If they want to see us, they can come and see us.
Right.
All right, so if you look on screen, this will be like your pre-show thing, so that people know that we're not live.
Right.
Like that, probably. And then.
Forgetting my projection. Neglecting my obsession. Looking for a connection.
30 pounds.
Hoping for your existence. Dividing reflection.
Okay. So, we're going up to Facebook.
Hi guys. Follow us.
Yeah, we can kind of do just like this is a little pre-show intro sort of, but I'm the producer Gabe, and we're excited to bring you our newest show, Meet the SHU. They haven't done video podcasts before, but as you're doing this, we'd love to hear from the audience. So feel free to comment below. Your comment will actually show up on screen, and the ladies will respond to it as they can, if they're able to. But also, if you can share or, help us out, we got, we're trying to do real shit here. So, yeah.
Turn it off at the top.
Oh, yeah. Definitely have your phone audio off.
Just press it. It'll come off. It'll still ring, but you won't hear it. Okay. Tell us when to start talking.
And you can obviously say hi to people, or because you are live right now.
Okay.
Feel free to shout out people right now and tell them what we're doing.
Hey guys.
Well, thank you for tuning in to an episode of Meet the SHU. I'm Nina.
And I'm Sade.
And today we will be discussing relationships, how long relationships last in prison. Do they go sour right away?
Right.
Does your mate have the strength and the capabilities to last the duration of your sentence, regardless of what the sentence may be?
Right.
Or do they tell you before? do they hint around? What signs are you
little
looking
signs,
for?
little things that's going on is like, okay, I'm finna leave you now before you even go in.
Oh wow,
that's crazy.
You think that happens?
Sometimes it do happen. A person will distance themselves.
Okay.
You have somebody sit up there.
What are the signs that you can give to people? Being as though you went through that, can you give us a little backstory on what you went through prior to you going to prison?
Well, prior to me going to prison, and it was fine, from what I saw,
So
everybody was devastated. My husband was devastated, you know what I'm saying? So
right. Did you guys, so with time, relationships, about the strength of a relationship is always the time, right?
Right.
So what was the time that you guys spent? Was you guys trying to hurry up and get all the vacations in before you went?
You know what? With the time when both of us caught our case together, I got sentenced in April 13th.
Okay.
And he went in probably a couple months after.
Okay.
On his sentence in June.
Okay, so you went in first.
I was sentenced first, and I got my time, and I went on in.
Now, how did you deal with that being as though, he's a man, so he has needs. So, but you worried about that? Like, before he goes in,
you know what? To tell you the truth, I didn't think about that at the time because I was so devastated about leaving home and my kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I was in a blur. I mean, it felt like I was in a time warp zone. I got all this time handed down to me, and I'm like, dang. So prior, by me I'm in Shakopee, and then you hear rumors.
Right.
They, he's messing around or whatever like that, and I was upset, pretty upset. I was really upset. So that kind of made our relationship kind of good, but in the like bad is at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I felt okay. So since he's out there want to frolic and do whatever, you know what I'm saying? People want to be my pen pal, so I'm like, I'm lonely. I said, okay, I can write somebody. You know, I got a couple pen pals. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens when you go to prison.
When you say when you're with somebody and they cheat, the first thing we do is we go for revenge, right?
Yes.
And so when we go for revenge, I don't know if that is like the right thing, but you're taught that.
Right.
You're taught that if they do it to me, I'm going to do it to them.
But you know what?
Or if they do it to me, I'm going to leave.
Right. But the man is more physical. Me, it was more emotional attachment.
Right, exactly.
We just writing somebody and just be writing. But if I was out, I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I just talk all the big game you want.
It wouldn't feel the same because you love your man and you're trying to get the same feeling that you get. Because you're feeling like, since he's going to do... You want him to feel the same way you feel.
Exactly.
And men aren't really emotional like you're saying. They're more rational. So it's at the time of the, get it done, get it over with, right? Because this is how I feel because my girl is gone.
Yeah, I want to get my rocks off.
I want somebody to feel... I want to make them to make me feel the same way that I, feel when I'm with her.
Right.
So... Okay, me. I'm not married, but at the time I was in a relationship. I had just had my daughter. That was my situation before going to prison. I had caught a case right after giving birth, so I'm still emotionally attached to my kid's dad because I just had a baby. So for me, I was on house arrest. So I couldn't, my moves were limited.
Right.
I couldn't move like, let's go out, let's jump on a plane and go out of town.
Yeah.
Let's, I don't know, drive
just enjoy
out
each
of
other
town.
time.
Or let's, hang out until 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning, right? Couldn't do that, right? Because usually when you're in a relationship, like I said, it's the time. It's all about time.
It is about time being together.
And so if you're not spending the time, nobody's not going to love you.
Right.
Right? You're not spending the time, nobody's not going to care. So my thing was him coming to me, him always having to come to me. So what I did was I rebelled, even being on house arrest.
Okay.
I started making I seen him like going in another direction. I didn't have
felt it.
I felt it, yeah. A vibe, yeah. The vibe was off, right? The energy was off. So I felt him going in another direction. So I start entertaining all the other dudes that was like, oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna be down for you.
Right.
Oh yeah, baby,
I'm gonna do this time with you,
yeah,
right?
I'm gonna do the time with you. That's all lies, y'all. All lies, right? So I was in that mindset. And so my thing was, I'm gonna take all gifts. I'm gonna take all the time. I'm just gonna do me, right? And so when he seen me like, okay, this ain't nothing stopping.
Right.
The men are still gonna come. People are still gonna try to holler at me just because I'm going to prison. Now I'm gonna, it looks as out of sight, out of mind, right?
Right. Exactly. That's how it is.
But you're trying to fulfill that void that it's about to separate. It's the playing games with yourself to where you're saying separation. Yeah. Right? It's separation is about to come. And who's gonna play this game better? It's all a game, right?
It is.
Who's gonna play the game better than me? So of course you're in your mind saying, I'm gonna play this game. Right. It's gonna go how I'm gonna say to satisfy my heart. Because
but you gotta save your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be hurt to the point where you can't do your time in prison.
Right.
Because it's a mental thing. Because in prison, it's you gotta put your bootstraps up and deal with
Yeah,
that time,
the girl
and
panties for
yeah, it's hard, you know. And by both of us being in prison, I think it was a kind of a security as well, because both of us doing time together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So okay,
Yeah.
I know he ain't doing nothing. I know I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was, my time was okay.
Okay.
But he did get out before me.
Right. And so
At least a year.
How did you prepare yourself for, before he, you know, he was getting out before you, how'd you prepare yourself for, even with him being in there, just like, oh, somebody's going to visit him, or who's going to see him, or who's writing him? Like, it's the constant.
Right. And now, I didn't even ever think about that.
pressure.
If somebody was coming to visit him and stuff like that. I did not even think about that.
Okay.
But I did know, okay, he's going to get out, and I know my mother-in-law is going to bring them kids home to him.
Right.
So I knew I was thinking, okay, maybe he's going to have, kids, and it's going to bog his time down. He's working, got the kids, and doing fatherly things.
Right. So you felt that you focused on him being busy, because that's true. He's a family man. He's the head of the household. So his thing is, I got to get home and get to my kids.
Exactly.
I got to prepare my money situation for my wife when she gets out. You know what I'm saying?
Housing, you got to focus on all that, because I'm coming. In the back of his mind, I was still fighting to try and get into CIP program boot camp, which is a 6-month
to get home fast.
Because I still had 4 years left, 4.5 years left when he got out.
Okay.
He only had an 86-month sentence.
Okay.
I had 158.
Okay.
So I still had 4.5 years left.
How, in the midst of, so he come home 4 years before you. Do you feel that he did a good job in creating security inside, to where you're not focused on, if he is doing something, I don't care, because he's good. I'm okay in here.
I was okay. In the prison. I was okay. But then you have people writing you letters telling you things.
And I hope that you ended those friendships, right?
Oh yeah, I don't talk to
because a lot of times in relationships, in your friends, especially when you have a friend that the friend is single, or the friend is out there in the world frolicking,
frolicking, baby,
and then you have a friend that's married, and the friend that's frolicking should never ever entertain her friend's marriage as far as gossip.
Yes, right.
Given any kind of information, I don't care what it is, unless of course the husband. I seen your husband, and he just blatantly walks in front of me with someone or whatever.
Exactly.
That is like, well,
disrespect.
Then you're feeling like, okay, I'm being disloyal if I don't tell my friend, right? But it could have been a family member. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it goes to all these different things of how are you being a friend, right? In the relationship with your friend, and your friend is married, and then the husband or boyfriend,
or even the girlfriend,
or the girlfriend,
right?
Too
exactly,
now.
right?
Girlfriend,
even
too.
she's out, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, granted, in back of his mind, I had still 4.5 years left, and he had to raise the kids himself,
right?
So, in those times, you hear rumors that he's, messing around, or they seen him with a girl in the car, and he doing this and doing that, and then so I didn't listen to what they were saying, but me, I have these dreams, which my mom used to always tell me, you have premonition, you have vision, whatever. Right. I had a dream, and I will never forget. I was in boot camp, so I went in May. This was September, the month of September. Look, I told him, I said, I had a dream that you had a baby.
Ooh.
And I described the baby to the T. I said, it's a big boy, light skinned with a lot of hair.
Really?
I said, who are you messing with out there? Girl, if my name ain't what it is, I'm telling you, he would tell you.
So wait a minute. You felt that, or
I felt
in a dream?
In a dream, it came to me in a dream.
Wow.
Yeah, and I couldn't make phone calls but once a week. So this was on a Sunday. I had the dream Friday, and I couldn't wait to get to the phone, girl. I said I better not get an LOP. I better not do nothing. I better sit here and just be right on task.
So you could get
saluting,
to the phone.
so I get to that phone. Right, they'll take your phone privilege real quick. So I called him and we talking and stuff. I said, yeah, I had a dream. He said, girl, stop it. I ain't messing with nobody out here. Okay, I said, don't let it happen.
Right.
So we good and all like.
Okay, so wait, back up. Was you in a assumption because people were telling you?
No, I did not. No, I go by my dreams. My dreams never fail me.
Okay.
Never fail me. So I get home. We having a good time. I get out November and we doing the good, and boom, April, here come. He had a baby.
Oh.
Oh no, but
you
we
guys,
still together.
How did you guys make it through? How did you make it past that point?
It was difficult. It was difficult.
Were you forgiving to him because you were away? Like did that
in the back of my that kind of helped me because I was away.
Okay.
Yes, that kind of helped. But in the same token, I was still mad. I was still upset. I was mad at the world, and I just I'm gone. I'm done. Okay. But we ended up getting back together a year or two later. You know what I'm saying? But.
And accountability. He was accountable for it. Like he accepted accountability for what he did.
At first he wasn't, but after the test results and stuff came back, he had to.
So. Okay. Well, not always. I mean, he's not perfect.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
Right. No. And so how is your relationship now?
Awesome. It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good. We have our ups and downs, but it's not as bad as it was when we first, were younger and stuff. We can communicate, Sometimes he might shut down a little bit, but I'm like, oh, we going to talk about this.
Right.
And it's okay. But most of the time we just laugh and joke around and stuff. So it's been good. It's been really good. And I think it's been a little better because we were more can focus on each other. All our children is grown except the 13-year-old, 12 or 13-year-old. So everybody else.
And how's your relationship with your son?
Oh, he's like my son, so he's a sweetie pie.
See that?
He called me mom and stuff like that. Yeah,
always is a plus.
It is. It is. So he grew on me. I grew on him. So it's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? So everybody always want to judge and say, "Oh, you stupid for going back," and hey, you guys done did something that you know what I'm saying? Baby,
so we
have a relationship.
We have a message from. One of our viewers. Hey, LaRoyce, how are you doing?
Hey, girl.
She's a chef. She's one of our friends. Okay, so she says, not true. I'm not telling crap. She's not telling anything. Okay,
you're not going to say nothing, honey.
She's not going to say a word. Okay, what do you feel about that? Like, is there things inside that you've, speaking of her... Of her statement, would you not tell?
As far as
if it was you, would you have done what Gil did and not said anything until hey, I'm on the chopping block? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm quite sure some things he has done while I was in prison. Prison that he's not telling at all. Okay. It's just you telling what showed up. At the doorstep,
so Perry, send us an inbox your size. We got you. He said he wants to buy a shirt. Thank you for your support. Thank you.
Yes, but yeah, I wouldn't say nothing.
You wouldn't say nothing.
No.
Okay. No. Well, we are gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about There's two situations now.
Yes, almost like ours, but Bill Cosby
and Remy Ma.
Okay, so we're gonna talk Bill Cosby. What he did 2 years in prison. So rumor has it.
No, he did more.
Maybe 3.
I thought he did 4.
Time go back so fast. No, he didn't do that much. No.
Okay, so what I did read, the information that I saw, his spokesperson is the one that came to visit him the most, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I believe his name was Andrew. And Andrew stated that Bill Cosby didn't want a visit from his wife.
Okay.
That's why she didn't come.
That's why she didn't come.
Because he didn't want the questions from the audience, the peanut gallery, as he looked at it as. He didn't want the people that were in visiting their family members taking pictures of her. He didn't want all of the stuff that the other inmates were telling him that could happen prior to him having a visit. She did visit him a couple of times, but not often. And
Right.
he hadn't seen her, I want to say 2 years.
Okay.
He hadn't seen her in like over 2 years. He said that he didn't want his family to have to go through the time with him, going through all of the pain and agony that he was going through. And he had been in the Army. So he looked at it as, you don't get no visit if you're in the Army or in the
Right.
Navy or in the Air Force. You don't get no visit. Your family members don't get to come and see you. You
Right.
don't get to go back over during the middle of war. It's just war. You got to battle it.
Yes.
So that's how he looked at it. And he was acceptance of her not coming to visit him.
Okay, because rumor has it, I mean, on all the tabloids and everything, oh, she didn't come visit him one time. In fact, a couple days ago, they were saying she wasn't wearing her ring. So
Yeah.
it was
Well,
like,
she's
it's so much, so many different things you could think of. And I'm like, well, maybe she didn't visit him because it is embarrassing, kind of,
Right. Of
all
why
the stuff
right,
he's in there
right,
for.
of what
You know what I'm
he's in
saying?
there for.
So a
And
lot
then
of people.
she's a woman. She didn't want to be. She's the older woman. She didn't want to make it as though she was insensitive to the things that the other women were saying.
Right.
But also that's her husband, so she feels she knows him more than anybody. So this is
Right.
probably all of a shock to her as well.
Right.
And for her to be included into what he was doing, me personally, I feel that I would have done, if I was him, I would have did the same thing. Don't come. I just have to suffer. If you find somebody else, you find somebody else. Don't come for what I'm in here for.
Yeah.
Right. I would have told her the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm curious of how they will reconnect
Since he's home.
because it's kind of hard when you looking in the back of your mind.
She's used to being by herself now.
Right. She's been by herself for 3 years or something like that. So it's gonna be hard to share that bed with him again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh my God, he done all this stuff, and he entertained all these women. You know what I'm saying? So it's curious to see if they're gonna step out together in public together. You see
Right.
pictures of them.
Right.
So I'm curious to see that next week or two.
I think that she's probably happy with not being in the limelight. It's like I said,
Yeah.
especially with what he was accused of, right? So, being as though now they're trying to backtrack, they're backpedaling on how they took the court proceedings,
Right.
So he will have a little bit more of an edge on how he can, I guess, address the public of his allegations or whatever. But he already said that he was innocent or whatever from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what he say.
Okay,
But
well,
anyway.
Remy Ma, how do you feel about that? How do you
Remy.
feel about Papoose and her even reuniting when she got home? Because he said he was down with her to the end. He waited
and
for
it-
6 years for her,
It
right?
seemed like he was down for it, because I haven't heard not one rumor of him even messing around with another woman or anything like that.
Okay.
Nothing.
And so, did you witness that when you were in there? Men coming in to see?
Oh yeah, couple women husbands would come in and visit him.
What about boyfriend?
Yeah, but I don't think a couple, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, no. It's
I would
rare
see-
because unless they met the boyfriend through another friend, or they say that's a boyfriend or somebody that
Okay.
pen palled and they probably come see him or something like that, but not a relationship beforehand, no.
Okay.
One, she was married to her husband and he would do the time with her, and she's been to prison probably 6-7 times.
Oh wow! And
and
he
out.
just would be there with her. Oh, okay. Well, me, I was in the halfway house first, where I was in custody, and then I was in the penitentiary. Now, let me tell you the difference before and after. I would say, right before going into the prison system, I would see guys coming in. Usually, it was a state and federal facility
Right,
held together. So you would see a lot of people that were in relationships bringing their kids. It wasn't too many husbands, but then there was guys that were dealing with prostitutes. So you would see their pimp. They would consider it their boyfriends, but the pimp coming in to,
The pimp's always gonna come in.
Keep watch
They always gonna
on
come in.
their money.
Because you know
their
why?
Investment.
The investment, because the investment can go grab something else while in the prison. So they got their little girlfriends and friends. That's how they do it. Them pimps know how to monopolize.
Yeah. So that's what I was seeing a lot of. So then it transferred to when I went inside. The visiting room was filled with a lot of mothers and grandmothers.
Oh, yes.
It was probably out of 100 people in the visiting room, because it was big. You would say maybe 10 were men. That's real bad.
Yeah, that is.
That's real bad. But when you look across the street to the men's facility was full
Of women.
Oh,
yeah.
And barely men. So it was vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It was, well, not really vice versa. I take that back. It was not vice versa.
It was just women. Women support
mostly women.
Women and their loved ones. So, I figured, I know I got visitors visiting from mom, grandma, sister. Yeah, it's basically
so
my family
LaRoyce
members.
added that she would never be the friend to tell the business.
Oh,
She would never
girl,
be the
you better
friend. She's
tell
never
me.
telling the business.
Girl, you gonna tell
She
the
loves you to
business.
death,
I
and
love
she
you too,
says
Ebony, but you better
They
tell
will
the business.
definitely find out, but not by me.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm cutting you off, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's best.
Yeah, it is
I think
best,
it's
yeah.
best because then you find where I tell on Gil, and then when I come over,
Well, he does
not
stank
want to
look.
talk at me.
Yes.
He won't look at me. It's real mean to me.
Yeah,
and
you don't want that. Yeah.
you can't go nowhere with me. It's a
It's conflict
it's
all the
real
time,
awkward.
a problem.
So,
Yeah, it will be an
so I
awkward
don't.
position.
I'm not gonna be there.
But the whole thing of
Only if he walks right in front of me and I have to. I don't
I'm
have
take
a
that
choice.
back, because I know one thing. I'm the friend. I'm like, I ain't gonna tell. I told you. You told me. I don't. You could put me up to a fire. I'm not gonna tell it.
Right. Like,
So
yeah,
it depends on who you know around.
My thing
you know what I'm saying?
is this. I've been in this situation before, and I told him, it sounds better coming out your mouth. You better tell him. I put I light the fire up under him.
Yes.
And he told.
I've done that.
And guess what? And guess what she said? And she said, you could have told me.
No.
You could have told me. You could, but it didn't sound. It would sound horrible if it came from me, right? Because it would sound like I'm being messy,
Right.
but it sound like, okay, baby, I did it. I'm sorry. You forgave him,
Right.
Quicker
But
than you would.
and that's
For me, you'll be second guessing, like. And then for him, you be like, you forgive all his love. I
Right,
forgive
but you can't forgive your friend for telling you the info that he done. I don't understand that.
Can you tell me why
Women
why women do that?
I don't know, different species here.
Okay.
Okay. I know I've seen a friend married. They were married, and I would tell him, I see you with this woman. You need to be calling her now, 'cause we at the same party. I call over to the party though.
Right. Oh, I've done that too.
We can all party together.
I've done that too. I had a friend that they were together. They were married. They had kids together and everything. And we were driving along the side. Everybody laughs when I tell the story. We were literally downtown. Her husband, they were separate because she was doing her, he was doing him. Now we're driving downtown. Does the length of the sentence affect whether you stay with the person? Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Gabe. Yes, it does. The length of the sentence, because if someone does 10 years, that might be too long.
Yeah.
That might be too long, and I'm not going to ask my mate to stay with me. Now, if I love them, he loves me. I love him, he loves me, and we have built together. Right? We have... situations to where the business has to still keep going while I'm locked up or while he's locked up. I'm going to continue to stay friends. That's whether I'm inside or outside.
Yeah.
Now, how if I'm going to speak women, right? A woman. If I'm locked up and my man is out, I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
I just don't want to know about it.
Exactly. That's how it was.
How long can you keep your word with being honest with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Then I'm not gonna set myself up and ask no questions. No. I don't want to know if you've been with somebody else.
Right.
When I call, just answer the phone.
Exactly.
If you're around someone else,
you gotta show me some respect.
Yeah, I want you to make sure that you get back to me. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to every time where I'm not home. You got to do you. But I want to make sure that you respect me, you know?
And that's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to, in a relationship, already know you're going to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? Most men can't hold themselves, or women either. So I would figure, look, you go ahead, do you, but as long as you taking care of home and take care of me, and I call you, you answer, you write me, you do whatever you got to do while I'm there to make me feel good in prison. Hey, it's on. But
Tamika Ross says she's not asking nothing.
Tamika says she ain't asking.
She's not asking no questions. I take it if she got to do the time, she's just gonna do the time and ride it on out. I'm not asking nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to keep your sanity. Yeah.
Leroy says she thinks that she would have broke. She wouldn't have made it when she was in there. She don't think she could do the time.
Right.
And she said when her friend told her information, she laughed.
Right. Yeah.
She thought it was funny.
Okay.
Well, hey,
everybody, you gotta do your own thing. You gotta do what's happy with you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make your.
Look, Tamika says she hear no evil, see no evil. She don't want no evil. Spoken to her.
Okay, Tamika.
She don't want to hear no.
So you don't want to hear nothing your man has done out in the streets.
No, nothing. Keep it in the streets.
Don't knock on the door. You knock on this door, then we got problems.
Okay, so I'm gonna say for me, it depends. Like I was just telling Gabe, I can let my man go off and be. He can be, but he has to mentally be able to know if he's done with me, if it's disconnected with me. Because once I return, is he able to handle the same thing, the same treatment, the same thing he was doing? He gotta let me, get wild and get it over with too. Because hey, you don't know where these eyes are attracted to.
Right. Okay.
You don't know where they're gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you want to keep me focused.
You gotta keep me focused in line.
Keep me focused in the line, right? Okay. Same with men. Their eyes are
all over the place.
So,
girl,
I mean, I don't know. It at the end of the day, it's all about strength. It's all about really where your heart is, where you're at
in your relationship.
Yep. Ricky Williams says it's a game. It's the game.
Yeah, it is.
It's the game.
Yeah. And we're so far in our relationship with kids. We're raising our kids together, and I'm like, both of us end up breaking up and dating other people. And I'm looking at this person.
How does the kids feel when that happened?
They were upset. They were upset. They were really upset.
Are they like, oh, Dad, who was that? Is sizing them up?
My daughter sized them up good.
And he is not my dad, and he is not, no.
Yeah, so my thought was, when I was with this other person, I'm like, I could do bad
by
myself, or be back with my husband.
Right.
I said, because you over here doing bogus stuff.
Right.
My husband ain't never did some of this bogus stuff, but he made a slip up. Let me go on back with my husband, because I know him. We've been together for years and years. You know what I'm saying? I know what he, capable of or whatever. But this joker, I didn't really know him, so I'm like, let me go. Me and my husband went to counseling. We did good. Hey, that was it.
So do you think counseling worked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in all aspects, even mentally.
Is it because the third party doesn't know you? They're not judging.
They're not judging. Yes, and they would tell us, "Oh, no, put us in our place."
Jess says she loves the new setup. She loves our new way.
Hi, Jess. Thank you.
Well, I think for today we gave our audience a little spice.
Yes, we gave y'all a little spice. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna do this every week.
Yes,
because this is our new place.
Yes,
I hope y'all love it. You know what I'm saying? So, if y'all have any questions or want us to talk about something on the podcast, please
send us email us
or inbox
at meettheshu2019@gmail.com. Also, where else? Meet the Shu.
Meet the Shu on Facebook and Meet the Shu on Instagram.
Yep. And then you can also send us a message via YouTube as well, right?
Yep. Sure can. thank you guys. Thank you for listening today.
Hey. See you next week.
Same time.